aka Trigger Ranking. We trying to y'all bear with me. I'm trying to get through these lives. I don't know what's going on. But basically, man, I appreciate everybody for coming in, tapping in, donating to the channel, everything like that. When y'all come in here, hit the like button, subscribe. Also, spam the chat with where you're from, city, state, providence, country, wherever you at. You know what I mean? So, all right, yeah, we're about to get this party started. About to check out O'Shea Duke Jackson, my dog, over there in Big Africa. He living in Africa at this moment. So yeah, he got a video about Travis Hunter. So I would like to know about this whole Travis Hunter situation. So with that being said, we're gonna get nuclear and react while the story is getting read. So
in the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin, we already knew who was going number one. That was Cam Ward to the Tennessee Titans. The Cleveland Browns owned the number 2 pick after the Titans, but we just didn't know who the rest of the teams would take. It was a toss-up. And that's interesting because another team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, would pay heavily to get the number 2 pick from the Cleveland Browns. The Jaguars initially had the number 5 pick. So what did they do? They would trade their number 5 overall pick, their second pick, which was 36, a 4th round pick, number 126, and their future 1st round pick in 2026 for the rights to the number 2 pick, which was used to get Travis Hunter.
Damn!
That's a high cost.
I gotta do that one. I gotta let me see sound bites. Let me see sound bites. Damn.
Anybody, but Travis Hunter was the man.
Everyone's gearing up for the holidays.
The Jacksonville Jaguars were doing really good under Coach Liam Cohen. But Travis Hunter?
Here's the thing, everyone hits me up, and this is the funny part real quick, Alan. JB, it's only 2 games. You didn't say that for Sauce Gardner. You didn't say that for Patrick Surtain. You didn't say that with Stingley. Oh, damn, they're ready as rookies. They're the guy. They're natural, hip, flip, turn and run. Look at the back pedal. Look at the contact courage. You don't say that with this guy. Now he needs more games. He was the best ever, Jason, last year, you guys told me.
Woo! People were already calling Travis Hunter a bust. Now, it wasn't because of his athleticism or lack thereof. It's just that he's playing on both sides of the ball. And as you know, position coaches and offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators typically have their guys from 8 in the morning to 10 at night. But if you're playing both sides of the ball, you don't have enough time to understand packages, to get chemistry, to kind of get in the rhythm. And football is all about rhythm. So Travis Hunter played mostly on offense and some on defense, but not doing neither very well. Don't get me wrong, Travis Hunter basically showed flashes of explosive play. That is true.
The craziest part about this is we don't even know what Shador can actually do on the field because they're so hateful against that young man. That man should have been played at least 3 games by now, but they playing Travis Hunter and they're not getting no results. So,
but then.
Breaking news out of the NFL where Jaguars 2-way star Travis Hunter has undergone season-ending knee surgery. The procedure repaired an LCL injury suffered on October 20th, and he's
damn, I ain't even know this, bro.
Expected to return to full football activities within 6 months. Our Jonathan Jones reports that Hunter's injury is not expected to have any long-term impact on his career. The number 2 overall pick took the majority of his snaps on offense this season, tallying 28 catches for just under 300 yards and a touchdown. On the other side of the ball, he racked up 15 tackles and 3 passes defended.
Travis Hunter would tear his LCL in a no contact situation in practice.
No
This
contact.
put him out for the entire year. And of course, it led to the critics.
I think Colorado playing Travis for as many snaps as they did was complete coaching malpractice. Now, Trav, he's obviously a super competitor. He wanted to be out there for as many plays as possible. And at a certain point, I think as the coach, the onus is on you to kind of rein him in. And by that, I mean, there was really no reason for him to be playing full time on both sides of the ball when you knew that he was going to be an NFL player.
Now, Deion Sanders is the reason why Travis Hunter is ruined. But to be honest, Deion is the reason why Travis Hunter is what he is today. I mean, he let
Deion gave that young kid a start. He took him from Jackson all the way up there to Colorado, man. And Deion Sanders, man, salute to Deion Sanders to all that he's doing with these young children out here, man. Like he's bringing he's turning these little boys into grown men, bro. And that's just what it is.
Travis Hunter do his thing. And again, he basically got hurt. The non-contact injury, it can happen to anybody. It happens to a lot of people. So I'm not sure if I buy that. But even the coach was asked.
Still expect him to be your number one receiver and your number one quarterback at some point down the road?
You know, it's all that's very premature to answer at this point. You know, you have a lot of confidence in the makeup, the person, the competitor, the athlete, the talent. Like I said, so many players have gone through minor setbacks for major comebacks. And that's been a complete message to him.
Are you going to let Travis Hunter play?
Tired of sifting through jobs that don't feel like the right fit?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Introducing Indeed Careers.
Where you tapping in from?
Ways. That's the story of the day, and people just
Where you
don't
tapping
understand.
in from, Joe?
And so now it looks like Travis Hunter's first year is a bust. Not necessarily because he's taking kind of long to adapt, but also because of what the Jaguars had to pay for him, which was a lot of money. Not to mention, Travis Hunter signed like a $30 million signing bonus. He wanted all of that money up front. And of course, we all know what he did. Bought a house, bought a car, and took care of the family. But see, there's another side of this that we're not talking about. Number one, the stress of not living up to expectations. This hurts everybody. Travis Hunter, they invested a lot of money in this guy. Paid a lot of money in this guy. But the reality is that there were a lot of guys that they could have got. One guy is Emeka Egbuka. They could have got him at the number 19th pick. The guy's killing it. He got like 40 receptions for 677 yards, touchdown so far. That's like double what Travis Hunter is getting with the Jaguars.
That's double what he got.
Then there's Teodoro McMillan. He went number 8. So if they would have stayed at 5, they could have possibly traded down and got some draft capital and ended up with this guy anyway. Or they could have got my man Luther Burden. You know what I'm saying? That's playing on the Bears. He's an explosive guy. They could have turned around and picked another person on defense. They could have got a cornerback and got a wide receiver. So then you get the fans talking about how you're a bust and all of that mental pressure. It has to get to you. And then number 2, you're taking care of a lot of damn people. One of the stressful things about coming from poverty into having money, and again, I know Travis Hunter has some money with the NIL deals and things like that, but people are really expecting probably a lot from this guy. And so he's taking care of a lot of folks. I mean, he got Leanna Lene, and then, you know, he got his own family and all of this. So trying to do so many things at one time, trying to learn offense, trying to learn defense, and then taking care of a lot of people, it really, really sucks. And anybody who's lightweight successful, or you've made over 6 figures a year, and then you have people in your family who are not doing so well, they just bring their burdens to you all the time. Even people that really you don't know, they come to you with issues, they come to you with problems, and you got to focus on what you're doing. And so because you're covering so much territory all the time, at least in his case, trying to learn offense, trying to learn defense, getting established in the new league. And then there's the other part.
I know that a lot of women's gonna be mad at what I gotta say about this, but a man should know that she wants you more than you want her. If you want her more than she wants you, it's going to end bad, and you are going to have a stressful relationship because you are going to be trying to do everything possible to keep her in your life, and there's going to become a time period where she just don't care no more.
Y'all know I had to go here. Travis Hunter, in my honest opinion, is in a relationship with a woman who just don't give a damn about his ass at all. This man is busting his ass every day just to keep this particular chick happy. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, he's now a father. So imagine you have all of this pressure. Many black men have this pressure. You know, you have family that needs money, mom, you know, sisters, brothers, whatever you got. Then also, you may have a girlfriend, may have a wife, you may have kids, and all of this pressure is coming on you at the same time, like within 1 year. You know, 2 years ago, you wasn't a father, you was just playing football, making some money and just screaming. And now, you know, you got a whole city depending on you every day, people writing up stuff about you. And then you have a girlfriend or wife now who was cheating on you, and you ignored it. And you're basically doing everything you can to keep her happy because deep down, you know, if you lose this bag, she is gone. And it is 100% true. She's not going to stay around. And another thing you know, too, if you don't perform very well in the NFL, you also won't stay around there, right? And all of that is pressure. I don't care what anybody has to say. It's a lot of pressure, especially for a young man to just run into all of that within like an 18-month period. I mean, we have guys that are like 40 and haven't been married, and 45 and haven't been married, and 30 and haven't been married. So imagine a young kid, like not even 22, 23 years old, running into all this money, running into all these demands, you know, having to take care of a kid, having to take care of a wife, having to take care of his family, and you're not performing on the field. But what is the lesson here, fellas?
Hey everyone, you can't do everything. You have to pick it.
So,
This is
let me get past this commercial.
View it.
To pick and
So
choose.
listen, y'all. I heard Michael Jackson say this. Not Michael Jackson. Michael Jordan said this about his career in basketball. He said in order for you to be successful, you have to be selfish to focus on your craft, your gift, yourself. People in your family are gonna miss out on you. You're gonna miss birthdays. You're gonna miss anniversaries, all this stuff because you're training to actually have a historic career to be the best to ever do it. And sometimes you have to pick. And I feel like, even though marriage is the right thing to do instead of just having a whole bunch of babies from a whole bunch of different women, the smartest thing to do is for me with him was not to get married. But like I say, I respect his decision because I feel like as a Christian man, you know, you should be married. And that's what God put women here for, to be our better half. Like, you dig?
Choose the things that you're going to do and the ways in which you're going to spend your time. Certain things are not going to get the attention that they might need. You're going to be pulled in a bunch of different directions, and you're going to have to make decisions about what's important, and you're going to have to sacrifice some things.
Guys, if we can't learn anything from Travis Hunter, and we definitely can learn from his simp. Got him! Guys, we gotta learn this. And the main thing that we need to learn is you can't do everything. You know, I don't care what you think you can do. There are things that you can't do.
You can't make everybody happy, bro. That's like me. I can't make everybody happy. I wasn't able to make my ex-wife happy, so that didn't work. My youngest baby mama wasn't able to make her happy. Had to focus on myself. Had to get myself right. So, hey, I had to focus on me first to get myself in a position to where whenever I do get to see any of my children, I'm in a good position.
Ultimately,
that's
you
easy.
will break down. In my honest opinion, it was better for Travis Hunter to basically focus in on offense or defense. but not both. But he felt that he could do everything. Up, he can get married. Up, he can raise a family. Up, he can take care of everything. But let me just tell you, at first you can kind of do it because it's kind of new and you're kind of going through the motions. But the problem is that you just can't sustain it. And a lot of black men, especially guys who, just trying to find their way in life, and I could even do this. We just expect that, we got to try everything. I know people that got like 1,000 business ideas. And so they're trying all of it. And then, at the same time, they're wasting their money, wasting their time.
I don't know if y'all ever heard I heard this an old saying. You're a jack of all trades, but a master of none. Meaning that you could do a whole bunch of things, but you haven't mastered any of them.
Their expertise, and then they burn out, and then they have nothing to show for it. And this possibly could have been the case with Travis Hunter. Now, again, I disagree with one of the earlier guys talking about that Travis Hunter, put his body through so much, and that's probably why it's breaking down. I mean, he could have a point with that, but at the same time, Travis Hunter did not have to play both positions, especially when he didn't know how to do one thing right. What's happening now is he's facing professional pressure. He's hurt. He can't play this year. He has so much pressure to perform again next year. He still has a young child. He has a wife. He has a lifestyle to maintain. He got his family, I'm pretty sure, that wants something, his little brother. He got his mom. He got people he's looking out for. And again, the pressure of the fans that they spent all of this draft capital on you and you're not returning the money. And there are guys that were drafted after you that are doing better than you right now in their respective positions. Leaves a lot to be desired. But those are the pressures that we put on ourselves when we just feel like we can do everything and then we can't. And the one thing that I would try to tell any black men, young or old, do your best to simplify your life. Niche your life. If you're going to do one thing, make sure you get really good at it before you go to the next thing. Let me use this guy for an example. John Paul DeJoria, one of my favorite billionaires of all time. One of the reasons why is he basically learned how to leverage his skills into other things, never doing too many things at one time. In 1980, he formed John Paul Mitchell Hair Systems, right? You guys know about that hair care product company.
Yep.
He did that for like 9 to 10 years. He was still balling. Then in 1989, 9 years later, he co-founded one of y'all favorite drinks company of all time, Patron. Patron, as you know, became the truth. It was like one of the best-selling brands in the 2000s and 2010s. But guess what? He took time to do what he was doing first, then built into that later, and now he was a billionaire in 2 different industries. This is what a lot of guys don't have to learn how to do, even Travis Hunter, learning how to just stick with one thing, master that thing, go to the next, because doing too much at one time leaves you done. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Yoshi D. Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drop. If you can follow the subscribe to them, we're out.
Sweet me, American vodka. You read my mind. This one goes out to the stars and the stripes.
Alright, y'all, we about to see what else we got going on. Ain't a lot of stuff been coming out. We'll do rap. This is called Rap Daily. We're gonna react to this Nipsey's affiliates mocked Big U after the death of his son.
Again, Big U, his son, Baby Huey, or Big Huey, right? He was assassinated last night on Halloween out there in LA.
The streets of LA erupted with shock after Big U's son, Jabari Henry, was brutally assassinated on Halloween night. But what followed next took things to another level. Newspaper's affiliates wasted no time mocking Big U's loss, setting the stage for an explosive showdown. Apparently the drama runs deeper than it seems. Stick around, we're diving into the full story. Let's break it down. A Halloween nightmare in the trenches. On the night when the streets should have been filled with nothing but kids trick-or-treating and neighborhood block parties winding down, the city of Los Angeles, specifically South Central, got hit with news that would send shockwaves through every hood from Crenshaw to Compton and ripple all the way through the entire hip-hop community. We're talking about a tragedy that went way beyond just another casualty in the streets. This was about to expose all the dirt, all the unresolved beef, and all the pain that's been festering in the culture since 2019. The death of Jabari, Baby Henry wasn't just some random shooting. It was about to become ground zero for one of the most toxic digital pylons the game has ever seen, where old wounds would get ripped wide open and the streets of social media would show no mercy. Right around 11:11 p.m. PDT on Halloween night, October 31st, 2025, LAPD from the 77th Street Division got the call about shots fired at the corner of South Figueroa Street and West 69th Street, and what went down there would become one of the most talked about shootings of the whole year. Now, if you know anything about South LA, you know that Vermont Slauson area. It's been a hot spot forever, where the blocks stay active and the tension between sets has been cooking since way back.
Yeah, I done been out that way before. I done been out to the Marathon store. All of that, man. I done been all through there, all through LA. I done been Compton, Kendrick neighborhood. I done been all in I done been all in Long Beach. We'll just say I've been all over LA, man. Inglewood, all that. I done been all over that, man. But I love LA. LA is a cool spot to be, man. Like it got a lot of good attractions out there. Beautiful women. The women, they very cute. They got some hunties. They got some honeys out there. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. They got some honeys. They got some summer bunnies out of LA, bro. I don't know, man. My damn computer acting crazy, man. I might have to,
was this little smoke shop called Fig and 69 Smoke Spot, sitting right there in the midst of liquor stores, body shops, and empty lots where the rolling 60s neighborhood Crips have been holding it down for decades. Though word is the shop itself wasn't gang affiliated, it's just in the territory, you feel me? The whole scene went down like something straight out of a movie, except this was real life and real bullets. Witnesses, we talking about two people just leaving the shop and a food truck vendor who was out there grinding, all said they saw this dark-colored sedan, probably a Toyota Camry or Honda Accord from what they could tell, pull up to the curb. Jabari Henry, standing 6'1" and about 210 pounds, walked up to the whip from the sidewalk and started chopping it up with whoever was inside through the passenger window. What happened next went down in literally seconds, the type of quick work that tells you this wasn't no random stick-up or anything like that. Before anybody could even process what was happening, the whole block erupted with the sound of gunfire, that unmistakable pop, pop, pop that makes everybody hit the deck.
And I want to talk about, Big U. His son was assassinated last night out there in LA. Absolutely nasty work, man. Again, Big U, his son, baby Huey, or Big Huey, right? He was assassinated last night on Halloween out there in LA.
Now, the details of the incident are pretty scary. The shooters let off at least 7 rounds from what investigators figured was a semi-automatic. Shell casings they collected pointed to either 9mm or 40 caliber heat. Jabari took 4 hits, 2 to the torso. 1 caught him in the upper chest, another in the stomach, plus 1 in his left arm and 1 in his thigh. He dropped right there on the pavement by the shop entrance, clutching his side while the sedan peeled out northbound on Figueroa, hooked a right on 68th Street, and disappeared into the LA night like smoke.
Hey man, y'all go to LA, bro. Y'all stay off of feed. It's a lot of little, it's a lot of little women of the night out there on feed. Y'all in LA, do not fuck with nobody out there on feed. Stay off of feed, bro.
Paramedics and fire department rolled up quick, and sometimes quick ain't quick enough. LAFD Station 46 pulled up at 11:14 p.m. and found Jabari barely clinging to life, doing that agonal breathing where your body's just trying to hold on, and he'd already lost so much blood. They went straight into emergency mode, doing chest compressions and hitting him with epinephrine through the IV, trying everything in the playbook to bring him back. But at 11:28 p.m., just 14 minutes after they arrived, they couldn't find a pulse. Jabari, baby Wee, Henley was gone, just like that. The coroner's office did the autopsy on November 1st, and the official word came back as case spelled by 2025-004512. The cause of death was multiple gunshot wounds, with the real killers being hemorrhagic shock and his left pulmonary artery getting torn up. The toxicology came back clean. No liquor, no drugs, nothing in his system that would have had him moving sloppy. The official ruling, homicide, straight up. Now, who really was Jabari?
So buddy he ain't had no drugs or nothing in his system. That's crazy, bro. Damn. Wonder how old he was. I think he got I don't know if he was the oldest son. I gotta figure out where he's at in the mix as far as like Big U's kids. I wonder, was he in the car when Big U was going to turn himself in? Was he one of the people that was behind Big U in the car he was riding in when he was about to turn himself in? Shit crazy, man.
Baby Wee Henley? That's the question we gotta ask, because to understand why his death sparked what it sparked, you gotta understand the man behind the name. Born March 15th, 1991 in Inglewood. That's LA County for those who don't know. Jabari wasn't out here trying to be famous like his pops, Eugene Big U Henley. He kept a low.
That's one of the first places I touched down when I went to LA, Inglewood.
Profile, stayed in his lane, but still had love for the culture. He dropped a few tracks under the name Baby Wee, including a 2019 joint called Hood, with Hood Rich Pablo Juan and Kenny Beats on the boards that pulled in about 150,000 streams on Spotify. The music was real, all about surviving in the trenches and staying loyal to your family. Themes that hit different, now knowing how his story ended. But the rap game was really just a side thing for Jabari. Homies who knew him personally said he was working as a warehouse supervisor at some logistics spot in Compton, taking care of his 10-year-old daughter and making it clear.
Damn, man. Hold on, let me see. So he had
It was really just a side thing for Jabari. Homies who knew him personally said he was working as a warehouse supervisor at some logistics spot in Compton, taking care of his 10-year-old daughter and making it clear he wasn't trying to be in the streets like that. They said he stayed out the way. That's hood talk for keeping your head down and not getting caught up in the drama that his family name might have pulled him into. This detail matters because Jabari represented what a lot of young brothers in South LA are striving for, staying connected to where you're from while carving out a different path that don't involve gang politics or street beef. People who knew him from around the way spoke highly of his character and how he carried himself.
I mean, it is what it is as far as this is how the streets go, but Baby Huey, I ain't gonna hold you. Solid dude. Like, as young as he was, if you actually met him, he actually seemed way older. Kill solid, like straight solid dude. Now some of y'all be, well, he was in the street. He didn't operate like that. He wasn't operating out here like no goofy. Let me just flat out put that out there.
Jabari left behind 3 siblings who were all doing their thing. His brother, Diane Henley, who's 28 and starting linebacker for the LA Chargers, posted on the gram saying, "My heart is shattered. Rest easy, bro. We got the fam." Another brother, Michael Henley, 32, cutting hair in Hawthorne, and his sister, Cherish Henley, 30, working as a nurse in Long Beach. The whole family was making moves in different
he must have been the
trying to
youngest
do
there.
better. But here's where this whole situation gets even more heartbreaking, where Jabari's father was when he got the news. Eugene Big U Henley, 58 years old, found out his son had been murdered while he was locked down at the Metropolitan Detention Center in downtown LA, where he's been sitting without bail since March 2025.
All of them in the MDC, Brick Baby in there, Loose Cannon in there, Dirk in there. They got a lot of them folks in there. Bear Club and all of
The
them.
feds hit him with 43 counts under RICO. The indictment was heavy. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California came with allegations that Big U was running a whole mafia-like operation connected to the Rolling 60s Crips, talking about extortion, human trafficking, bank fraud, and even ordering a hit on some rapper in Vegas. The way Big U got the news about his son shows you how cold the prison system can be. Around 1:30 a.m. on November 1st, his co-defendant Loose Cannon, who's also a music executive caught up in the same RICO case, got word through a contraband cell phone from somebody on the outside, and he had to tell. Big U during Lights Out and whispered conversation. Cannon later gave interviews to TMZ and Hot New Hip Hop, where he described how Big U took the news. Cannon said Big U just froze. He didn't say much at first, tears streaming, fists clenched. Then he whispered, "Not my boy, not like this," describing the raw grief of a father who couldn't even be there for his son in his final moments. "We're both shattered, man. Heartbroken and devastated doesn't cover it. We'll work through this together, even from in here. God makes no mistakes. It's testing us, but we'll rise," Cannon added, trying to find some meaning in senseless tragedy. As of November 2nd, 2025, the case remains open with no arrest.
They ain't got no arrest. They don't know who did it. This shit crazy, bro. And then the crazy thing was Halloween night, so you know it's an influx. Like nights like Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's an influx, bro. It's like either people in it. Well, Halloween more so go out on Halloween than those other. Cause Thanksgiving, people be at home with their families. Christmas, same thing. But Halloween, people trying to get out of the house. They want to trick or treat. They want to take their kids out. They want to party. Shit like that. Like,
LAPD's South Bureau Homicide Division has been working the case hard, pulling 12 different surveillance videos from businesses in the area. They put up a $50,000 reward through the LAPD's citywide crime reward program on November 1st, hoping somebody would come forward with information that could crack the case. But what happened in the hours and days after Jabari's death on social media? That's where this story takes a dark turn that shows you just how toxic the internet can be when grief, conspiracy theories, and unresolved beef all collide in the worst possible way. The internet went crazy with it. Less than 2 hours after the first police scanner report started hitting the internet at 11:45 p.m. on October 31st, something wild started jumping off across every platform you can think of. The story about Jabari Henley getting gunned down didn't just spread through the hood or even just LA. It went viral globally. And with it came a flood of comments, conspiracy theories, and straight up disrespect that revealed the absolute worst of internet culture and how the hip-hop community still hasn't healed from losing Nipsey Hussle. What popped off wasn't condolences or calls for justice. Nah, what we saw was something way more sinister. A whole wave of people talking about karma, divine retribution, and basically celebrating a young father's death because of rumors about his pops. Within 90 minutes of those first scanner alerts dropping, the story exploded online and immediately got tied to those 6-year-old conspiracy theories about Big U supposedly having something to do with Nipsey Hussle getting killed on March 31st, 2019. On X, that's what we call on Twitter now. The mentions of Big U's son jumped from 2,500 posts at midnight to 15,000 by 6 a.m. on November 1st, with hashtags like Cost Big Henley and Baby Y trending all across LA. The speed this whole thing blew up was crazy, showing how social media has turned tragedy into instant content, speculation into accepted facts, and people's grief into entertainment for the masses. TikTok was flooded with videos, including
the craziest thing, I haven't did like a video, like I ain't did no short or nothing on it. But I mean, the content has come up, and we have talked about his son. Rest in peace to his son, man. Craziest thing, he was a father. You know, just seeing somebody father just pass like that, like that's not even how it's supposed to be going down, y'all. If y'all didn't know anything like about life. You supposed to bury your parents. Your parents aren't supposed to bury you. Like that's damn near a cardinal sin, bro. But it happens every day, man. It happened damn near every freaking day, bro. Somebody leaving this earth over some bullshit, bro. Like,
come on now, dog. Come on, my man.
Graphic footage of the paramedics doing CPR on Jabari that got posted by anonymous accounts and racked up 3.2 million views by noon on November 1st. Instagram Reels from Nipsey Hussle fan pages started reposting clips, mixing mourning for Nipsey with slick accusations against Big U, and the whole thing reached 25 million impressions worldwide. The algorithm was eating it up, serving people a narrative that had been simmering in the culture for years, just waiting for something to set it off again. The disrespect, usually framed as karma coming back around, or Nipsey's spirit getting revenge from the grave, was rooted in these old accusations that have been following Big U since 2019. These theories that Big U allegedly vouched for Eric Holder Jr., the Rolling 60s member who got convicted in 2022 for killing Nipsey, or that Big U profited off Nipsey's death through his unique music label, were already proven to be capped during Holder's trial, where Big U's name never even came up in the transcripts. But you know how it goes in the streets and online. Facts don't travel as fast as rumors. And these theories got new life through old clips getting recirculated with fresh energy. A 2021 interview with Charleston White resurfaced on November 1st, and his post pulled in 11,000 likes and 8,500 reposts. In that clip, Charleston made some wild allegations about what really went down with Nipsey's death and Big U's supposed involvement in the whole situation.
Homie, they killed Nip too. Let's not forget, homie. They killed Nipsey Hussle. Eric Holder was not a lone actor in that. If you go back and follow the details, Big U got into it. Big U hit Nip Daddy across the head with a bat. His brother had to come out and shoot the gun. Hey, y'all get out. Say, Nip, come on, we finna come beat you. Because I don't want to pay that $20,000.
Loose Cannon's podcast rant from 2025, recorded before he caught his case, got reposted and grabbed 6,000 likes, where he claimed Big U signed Nip to a shady deal, then let the snake circle. The irony of Cannon, same dude who later had to tell Big U about his son getting murdered. Saying all this wasn't lost on people paying attention, and it was Brick Baby who called out how ridiculous Cannon's whole narrative was when he sat down for an interview later.
All this is nonsense. Me and Big U even had a conversation about it. And I said, man, I'm sorry you're getting dragged into this fake storyline. Not that I have anything to do with this. I've never interviewed Bruce Cannon or anything else like that. But I just as someone I'm cool with, I said, I'm sorry that this is the story that's going out and people are running with it, because I remember every conversation I've ever had with Big U, he's always spoken positively about Nipsey. Every time. Our interview, nothing negative about Nipsey. Personal conversations, nothing negative about Nipsey, ever.
Whack 100's Instagram Live from March 2025, where he detailed some supposed physical altercation between Big U and Nipsey back in 2017 that supposedly led to Black Sam getting arrested, generated a viral thread with 50,000 engagements. These weren't new stories. This was old dirt getting dug up, old accusations getting a second life because the algorithm's whole purpose is to feed off conflict and controversy. The specific examples of how people were moving on social media in those first hours after the shooting paint a nasty picture of how grief and speculation can turn toxic real quick. At 12:07 a.m. on November 1st, somebody posted video of the crime scene with the caption, "Retaliation for Big U's alleged Nipsey setup, street war never ends." And that got 19 likes and 5 reposts. By 1:46 a.m., another person posted something more thoughtful about the CPR video, saying, "Comments full of Nipsey's spirit and sins of the father. We've lost compassion, death as entertainment," which got 95 likes. By 6:47 a.m., the energy turned even more disrespectful, with one post saying, "LA let Big U walk after killing your legend Nipsey, Trash City," which got 2,400 likes. At 12:57 p.m., somebody dropped a YouTube link titled "Proof Big U Killed Nipsey and Son's Best Friend" that racked up 417 views in just the first few hours. When you break down the numbers, the scale of this digital mob becomes crystal clear. Out of 8,000 analyzed posts from November 1st to 2, 62% invoked Nipsey using hashtags like Nipsey Karma, which popped up 4,000 times, while only 28% were neutral condolences and just 10% condemned the mockery. The platform's eventually...
It's crazy how it could be something happen on social media. Like we was doing a video, I think that was just, like early this morning. And they were talking about Ma, Rory, and the little chick that be on that with them. And they said that they was talking about who should win the Grammy for the Best Album of the Year award. And because of their actual take and who they wanted to win, people doxed their addresses. They were getting threats. The female, she took her whole X page down because she was just like, I can't fight. You can't fight the internet.
Foul content. X suspended 15 accounts for doxing on November 1st. TikTok demonetized 200 videos for showing graphic content, and Instagram flagged 50 videos under their hate speech policies. But what this whole digital circus really reveals is how we as a culture have lost the plot when it comes to grief, justice, and the whole concept of karma. The narrative people were pushing.
It's like the man, it's sad though because after Nip died, I seen some questionable activities from him, from Big U. Like just the whole laughing stuff after he passed away, that wasn't cool, bro.
Zero evidence connecting Jabari's death to anything that happened in 20.
Now that it's happening to your child, it's like you want all the grief.
Come on now, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
come on, man.
19. It was purely emotional, driven by a community's unhealed trauma over losing Nipsey Hussle. Some folks, still hurting from Nipsey getting taken away, had decided Big U was the villain, and Jabari's tragic murder became, in their minds, some kind of cosmic payback from the universe. But not everybody was on that energy. People connected to Nipsey's estate tried to distance themselves from the toxicity, with Black Sam posting through Morale Records' Instagram on November 1st, "Pain multiplies pain. Honor Nip with peace, not this." Some voices in the hip-hop world spoke up against what they saw as a disturbing lack of humanity and basic decency. Those who actually knew Big U personally defended him against what they recognized as baseless accusations being weaponized against a grieving father locked in a cell.
I feel like they had whatever differences they had when Nip was alive and they got over that shit. I've been around for a minute, so I don't feel like that even carried on to, you know what I mean? Like, that's a crazy, just imagine you raising this young dude, y'all fall out about some business stuff.
The reality that people keep ignoring is this. Eric Holder Jr., the man who actually got convicted of murdering Nipsey Hussle, got sentenced to 60 years to life in 2022, and Big U's name never came up in the trial, not in call logs, not in witness testimony, not anywhere in the official court transcripts. As one commentator pointed out when discussing these conspiracy theories, if there had been any real evidence of a murder-for-hire scheme involving Big U,
his name would have been in the paperwork. Because look, they got Dirk's name in the paperwork. They got Big U, they got his name in his new paperwork. We ain't talking about that case. We ain't talking about Nip case. But I'm just saying, on Nip case, his name didn't come up. So it's like, as hard as they be digging, bro, like, don't you think they would have tried to connect? Especially if they was already watching Big U. They would have definitely connected that together. I'm pretty sure they would have did it. Or, it might have been some folk that just dropped the ball on it. You never know.
You better believe the prosecutors would have brought that evidence to court during Holder's trial.
And the person who killed Nipsey Hussle has been convicted of the murder. Big U's name never came up in the trial.
Not a call log,
nothing. You would think that in a case this serious where you're facing life in prison, if it really was a murder for hire, like people are trying to say it is, which is nonsense, that person would probably come forward to try to get their time reduced.
This digital storm had real consequences in the streets too. LAPD reported a 22% spike in anonymous tips.
Because if you think about it, like, some people, when they get in a certain situation, so we'll talk about the whole NBA thing. Well, now they got some more shit going on with college sports now. And they saying that the college sports, they got some shaving with the gambling and stuff, like how they had with the NBA week before last. So boom. It's almost like when you get locked up for something, you got to be able to have some type of information that they want, that they'll be able to reduce your time. That's what telling is. But the one dude that was like supposedly in this ring, he told on everybody it was, I think, 12 men and 2 women that got arrested, but they was part of like a mafia family. So I guess on in the next week they're gonna start hitting the actual players. So it's gonna be players that's gonna get arrested too. So our NBA player has already been arrested. So
Crime Stoppers, with 150 calls between November.
But I just feel like they should make all betting on sports illegal, because at the end of the day, bro, it's like the heart of the game. You know what I'm saying? The heart of the game ain't the heart of the game no more. Like when Jordan them was playing, shit. Man, Jordan was playing for real. Jordan wasn't shaving no points off no game, bro. He wasn't shaving no points off no game, bro.
Side 2, mentioning old beefs. The backlash showed a vicious cycle playing out. Grief over Nipsey being weaponized against a completely unrelated tragedy, perpetuating more division in a community that's still trying to heal from 2019. As the investigation into Jabari's murder kept moving forward, this online narrative threatened to overshadow the real mission, getting justice for a young father whose life got cut short in the streets he was trying to stay out of. The real story and what it all means. To really understand the tragedy of Jabari Henley getting killed and the foul response it triggered online, we gotta rewind the tape and examine the real history between Nipsey Hussle and Big U, a relationship that's been twisted by rumors, internet speculation, and social media's tendency to turn complex human connections into oversimplified narratives of good guys versus bad guys. The truth, like it usually is when you dig past the surface, is way more complicated than what Twitter threads and TikTok videos would have you believe. The whole relationship between Ermias Nipsey Hussle Asghedom and Eugene Big U Henley started back in the mid-2000s, when Big U had just gotten out on parole after the California Department of Corrections released him in 2004, and he started putting together peace talks between Crips and Bloods through the Community Intervention Alliance, CIA, he founded in 2005. Nipsey, who was about 20 years old at the time and coming up as a Rolling 60s affiliate, would show up to these informal meetings in Crenshaw, and Big U saw him as what he called a next-gen leader who could bridge the older generation with the younger cats coming up. In February 2009, Nipsey put pen to paper on a 10-year management deal with Big U's Unique music label, with terms that included a 10% management fee and 25% public.
I remember when Nipsey first came out. I was on Nipsey when he first came out. He had the CD that was like black and red. And one of my favorite songs on there, he sampled Sade. The song was called If You Were Mine. And he had Sade singing on the hook. That was my first introduction, that tape. And they say he was selling that tape for $100. So after they say he met Jay-Z, and Jay-Z bought about 12 of them or something.
Share, which was standard for that era, but later got criticized as predatory in 2023 when fans started a petition about it. What followed was a period where they were really locked in together, doing work that benefited both of them and the community. They co-hosted this event in 2010 called Unity in the Community at Leinert Park that brought out 800 people, with Big U mediating truces between the Rolling 60s and the Hoovers while Nipsey performed. In 2012, they each threw down $5,000 to CIA youth programs, and Nipsey told XXL magazine, "U Bridges sets saved lives on my block," while Big U said he made the music that backed the message. Their partnership really peaked between 2016 and 2018. The Block by Block series they did hosted panels about gentrification and brought out 4,000 people total. And Big U was giving A&R input on Nipsey's Grammy-nominated album Victory Lap, including helping connect Kendrick Lamar for features. Nipsey showed love by donating $100,000 to CIA in 2018, which showed they were really on the same page about uplifting the community together. But as Nipsey's star kept rising and his business empire started expanding, some tension started brewing beneath the surface. Rumors of beef started floating around in late 2018 when Nipsey wanted to get out of his unique deal early.
Sometimes, like, these artists, when they don't go independent in the beginning, is kind of detrimental to their career. Drake, bro, if Drake would have started out independent, just putting out the same music he put out and was independent, I'm telling you like this, big dog. Drake probably would have been, he probably would have been running the game right now. And still got defeated by Kendrick, but he would have made his money, and it was his money. He wouldn't have had to keep renegotiating with a record label to get more money.
In creative control, and he launched Marathon Clothing on his own in August 2018. Big U still pulled up to the store opening, but he posted something cryptic on X. Loyalty tests all. And later photos would surface of Eric Holder at that same event with Big U. Images that would take on a whole different meaning after Nipsey got killed. When Nipsey got murdered on March 31st, 2019, Big U's response was immediate and visible to everybody. He organized an April 2nd Unity March that pulled 5,000 people with rival gangs calling a truce. And he gave a eulogy at the memorial service where he said, "He was my son in spirit." Big U's CIA handled all the logistics for the memorial, and the joint fundraisers they did raised $200,000 to people who witnessed Big U's grief and saw how he channeled the community's pain into positive action. The later accusations seemed not just baseless, but downright cruel, but the rumors kept spreading and growing like weeds. In July 2020, a viral X thread accused Big U of vouching for Holder, and that post generated 50,000 engagements. Big U tried to address the accusations head on, going on Vlad TV in August 2020 to state clearly, "I built peace with Nip, didn't break it." But in the age of social media where algorithms reward controversy, denials rarely travel as far as accusations. What's really telling about Big U's attempts to clear his name is how he talked about losing everything in the aftermath of these rumors. When he spoke about the impact, you could hear...
Yeah, like, those rumors are, like, that's bad, bro. Like,
come on now, dog.
You talking about me like that?
Come on, man.
The pain in his words.
When Nipsey died, right? When Nipsey got killed, we probably had about 375, 400 kids that was in our program. And I had the travel basketball team. We had a contract with Adidas that was worth about $3 million that Kanye West games. Wow. And then I had like a bunch of other contracts and for a nonprofit. We were really thriving. Then Nipsey gets killed. Or after Nipsey get killed, then the rumor goes out, Big U had something to do. We lost everything.
You lost all those?
Everything. I'm telling you everything. Wow. Kanye stopped answering the phone. Adidas stopped answering.
What?
And
who you say stopped?
We lost everything.
You lost?
Subscribe, share, hit the notification. Peace. Let me see what happened. If it cut off again, I'll just slide out and come back, y'all. We gotta run some of this back to what they were saying about Big U. He was saying after Nip died, he lost everything because it was a rumor going out that he had something to do with it.
For a nonprofit. We were really thriving. Then Nipsey gets killed. Or after Nipsey get killed, then the rumor goes out, Big U had something to do with it. We lost everything.
You lost all those?
Everything. I'm telling you everything. Wow. Kanye stopped answering the phone. Adidas.
Damn, son.
And I ended up almost going dead broke because we already committed to this team.
The impact wasn't just about the bag getting cut off. It was about years of peace-building work, community programs, and everything Big U had built since getting out the pen, being D with legitimized and destroyed. By 2023, X sentiment analysis showed that positive mentions linking Nipsey and Big U dropped from 80% in 2018 down to just 35% in 2023, driven by over 5,000 posts spreading rumors. The damage to Big U's reputation was done, regardless of there being zero evidence to support the accusations. Then March 2025 came around, and Big U's troubles got way worse. He got arrested and hit with 43 federal counts under RICO, with accusations that he was running a whole
When he got locked up for the RICO shit, though, that shit was heavy, though, bro. Like, I mean, they had all these people lumped in with him, bro. Like, it was like, I think it was more people than they arrested just for this little college thing with the feds, because they only got, like, what, 14 with them? I think they got, like, 2 women and 12 men.
like operation tied to the Rolling 60s Crips involved.
But they got I keep talking about that NBA shit, but bro, that shit with the NBA, all that off, bro, it's gonna be a whole lot more arrests, bro. And motherfuckers, best believe, motherfuckers is gonna be telling, bro. They gonna be telling like a motherfucker.
Damn, son.
I'm telling you, bro.
Extortion from businesses, human trafficking through his music label, Unique Music, bank fraud with $1.2 million in COVID-19 relief loans, and orchestrating a 2021 murder of an aspiring rapper in Vegas over a diss track. Big U pleaded not guilty and is representing himself after his attorney withdrew in September 2025, with trial scheduled to start in May 2026. It's against this whole backdrop, a father locked down in federal custody facing the potential of life behind bars, his reputation already destroyed online for a murder he had nothing to do with, that Jabari Henry got killed. The cruelty of the timing can't be overstated. A man already stripped of his freedom, with his name dragged through the mud, now had to grieve losing his son from behind bars, while the internet celebrated what they thought was karma coming full circle. The investigation into Jabari's murder is still ongoing. As of November 2nd, 2025, LAPD has gone through 12 surveillance videos and is waiting on full ballistic and toxicology results expected on November 5th. 2 persons of interest from Inglewood with no direct Rolling 60s ties got picked up on November 1st and released after their alibis checked out. Forensic DNA found on the sedan's door handle shows a partial match to a Hoover affiliate, pointing to what internal LAPD memos are calling spillover retaliation, but not the kind of retaliation people were talking about on social media. What this whole tragedy ultimately reveals is how the internet has fundamentally changed our relationship with grief, justice, and truth in the culture. The Henley family, already struggling with Big U's incarceration and the RICO fallout that included getting their Hyde Park Homes asset.
Yeah, man, y'all pray for Big U. I know you're going through a whole lot right now, man. It's lost your son. You might be going to prison for the rest of your life. That's bad, bro. That's not good, dog. Let's just hope that, be able to get out. All right, we'll check these folks out. We'll check this out. 3 days ago. The name of the channel is Best Organic Content. Let's see what they're talking about.
This is the absolute best phone holder for your car. Your phone clips right into it and it attaches to your rear view mirror.
Cause they ain't never check into nobody. No. You know what I'm saying? Just go to the hotel.
So they talking about 50 Cent freaks out Tony L confront I guess Jay Prince about trying him about coming to Houston.
And move militant.
Believe people play with people intelligence the way they play with people intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean?
Most especially because of who he be fighting.
Right.
Like you see me and you, I'm not going because this.
Damn, son.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right. When you move around the city, bro, you gotta be careful, and that's just we dealing with G Unit. Had a lot of trouble.
Tony Yayo just popped up and lit a match under one of the wildest beefs in hip hop, calling out Jay Prince and possibly exposing the biggest explosion the industry ever seen. Jay Prince, the mastermind behind Rap-A-Lot Records and a serious force in Houston, tried to run his infamous check-in play on 50 Cent. But instead of folding like others, 50 straight up flipped the script. He aired out the whole game.
50 said he ain't checking in nowhere. 50 said the only place he checking in is if he checking in jail, my nigga.
Challenging Jay Prince to do something. What was once quiet tension between Houston's underworld influence and G Unit's all gas, no brakes mentality just exploded. Now it's not just rap beef, it's a full-blown street-level clash. But to understand how this storm started, we gotta roll it back. Jay Prince isn't just a name, he's a power move in human form. Founder of Rap-A-Lot and the silent Don of Houston streets, he's been holding it down for decades. He doesn't need to shout. His name alone makes people stay in line. In H-Town, if an artist pulled up without checking in, they might just leave without their ice. Or worse. Now enter 50 Cent, never the one to bow down.
I got out there, they showed me a lot of love. But Shreveport had the infrastructure already here. Like even the tax incentive was put. Well, yeah. And so a lot of people have been talking about, man, he's here only because they gave him a cheap deal.
So I don't know if y'all know, he was gonna do a compound out there, basically like a studio to do movies and stuff, like how Tyler Perry does here in Atlanta. But he was gonna do something in Houston, and I guess he had some problems with Jay Prince and all this and that. So I guess he chose to move his stuff he took his talents to Shreveport, Louisiana. So
Something like that. The reality is, there's more to that deal. Yes. They can't see that there. I'm spending $20 million this year anyway, in the same building that they're saying was the cheap building. Right. So find somebody else to spend the 20.
From his early days, beefing with Ja Rule, Irv Gotti, and the rest of Murder Inc., 50 made it crystal clear he doesn't do mob politics. G-Unit was built like a war squad, no checking in, no ring kissing, and definitely no paying for protection. That attitude clashed hard with Houston's rules, so when rumors started floating about 50 possibly relocating to H-Town, people knew something was about to go down. And it wasn't going to be quiet. If 50 Cent really touched down in H-Town without checking in with Jay Prince, that's not just disrespect, that's a full-blown power play. And guess what? He did it. What started as a long-distance Cold War turned into something way more serious. 50 was in New York, doing what he does best, talking slick and trolling the industry, while Jay Prince held it down in Houston like the city's silent boss. They tossed subliminal shots back and forth, but never invaded each other's zones, until 50 casually dropped a bomb on Twitter. I love New York, but I live in Houston now. I'll explain later. This wasn't about clout. 50 moved with a plan. New York taxes were eating his money alive, and Houston offered him everything he needed.
yeah, they said New York got the highest taxes. And you gotta think about it. 50 is probably 9 times out of 10 a millionaire. Like I don't know, I ain't counting the man pockets, but 9 times out of 10, 50 is a millionaire. And taxes be eating folks up every year, bro. Like them taxes on that shit, but like, bro, you can have somebody can give you a house that's worth, we'll just say, $10 million. Bro, do you know you gotta, like, after you live in this house for a year, you gotta pay the taxes on that house? Let's just think about that. How much is if you paying $10 million, if your house worth $10 million, you got to pay the taxes on it every year. The taxes on $10 million, that's a lot of money, bro.
Low taxes, wide space, and a rising hip-hop scene ready to blow. Plus, Branson Cognac needed a southern stronghold, and Houston's liquor market was on fire. He saw the opportunity, plain and simple, plug into the culture